Hi everyone, good evening and welcome to our first live on Facebook. So, if any difficulties are there in viewing me or listening to me or the speaker or listening to her, viewing her, then please leave it in the comments. So, today's topic is on psychological capital, and today we have with us our expert speaker Bidita Das. She is the HOD at Handy College in Guwahati, and she's also a member of Young Indians, and we are having an association with them today to go on the live. So I'm just going to accept her request and add her to the call. Okay, all right, but I've received your request. Yeah, okay, adding her.
Hi Suniti.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. কি খবৰ?
Bhal, how are you?
Good, doing good.
So nice to have you with us here on today's live, and I'm so great we could do this. I'm really happy.
Yes, yes. Even I'm thankful to you. This is the first time that I'm going live on Facebook, and I'm sorry if something goes wrong because it's really new to me.
Yes, yes.
But I'm hoping that it'll turn out something really nice.
Yes. So a notification to go should go to our followers, I think, in
Okay.
some time, and then I think they will be able to join us, the ones who are
Okay.
in our friend list. So it should not be an
All
issue.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, the live will stay saved, so they can view it anytime, and we'll be able to share it on different platforms.
Fine.
Okay,
That's good.
okay. So, but I was not able to give a proper justification to your, profile and all the work that you have been doing. So, I just want to ask you only, can you tell us about the initiatives that you are working with so that people
Okay.
can know about it?
Um, yes, okay. My association with psychology has been quite long.
Yes.
I've been teaching in Handy Girls College for 10 years now.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I have been associated with Young Indians,
Yes.
which is a pan India organization. And right now, for the Guwahati chapter, I am chairing the Thalir, which is also an initiative for schools, and Masum, that works with Childline
Yes.
for children abuse and child sexual abuse. So basically, these are the few interests that keeps me occupied these days, apart from usual teaching and research, of course.
Yes. So, you have been doing so much research, on different topics. So, one of the
Yes.
topics also we have selected for today, which is
Yes.
going to be
Yes.
very helpful for all. So, before we
Yes.
move ahead, can you tell everyone about your research work?
Okay. My field of research is positive psychology. Now,
Yes.
where psychological capital, which we are going to discuss and talk about today, is one of the key elements. Apart from that, I have been associated with positive organizational behavior as well. That
Oh,
is
wow.
something which, in common terms, we call industrial psychology. So I do not belong to the clinical field, which most of us are aware of. Like, it's most common. Like, when we talk about psychology, it's always about the clinical model or about the counseling field. But
Yeah.
rather, I belong to the industrial sector.
Okay.
So
Okay.
basically, it's the positive organizational behavior that I am associated with. And also, my research and my thesis has been on that.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much for sharing that. Welcome everyone who has joined us. So, let us start with today's topic.
Sure.
So,
Yes.
everyone, today's topic is psychological capital, and it is a very important part of positive psychology. And who better than Bidita Ba to tell us about it, because your research has involved so much of this work. So, what is psychological capital, Ba, if you can tell us about it?
Sure. Okay, now let me give a brief, outline of how it started, how the positive psychology movement started. Now, for
Yes.
everyone, when we think of psychology, it's always been something that is not right in us, something that we would like to change, something that is not good enough. So we are trying to change that. We are trying to
Yes.
fix something which is not okay with us. So that is what generally people think about psychology. মোৰ লগত কিবা এটা বেয়া হৈ আছে, মই এতিয়া ঠিক কৰিব লাগিব মোৰ ভাল লাগা নাই মই কিবা এটা ঠিক কৰিব লাগিব it's always the disease model that we talk about
True.
but positive psychology in itself is a revolution there so it started the takeoff started from the disease model and now it talks about strengthening our strengths that means it talks about bringing out our strengths whatever we have in us we have to nourish that the strengths we have to bring that about rather than trying to fix the weaknesses so the revolution started from there and psychological capital in that sense is a state that we have the state like or is a psychological state that every one of us have all of us possess it but we need to nourish it we need to bring it to the fore so these are all trainable kind of state like development now when I talk about psychological capital there are basically four psychological states we could also call it the hero model first is hope then we have efficacy that is your confidence then is resilience and then we have the optimism the hope model that is H is for hope O is for optimism R is for resiliency and E is for efficacy. So these four states these can all be trained we can develop it over time and it can grow over time these are not like the traits personality traits nohoy basically personality traits are fixed we know that this person behaves this way in a particular manner so we know that a manhujoner trait enekwa personality trait enekwa but psychological capital when we talk about they are not traits rather they are states it is more fluid it's flexible it can grow over time and that's why people can bank upon these and can benefit out of it in the long run now when I talk about optimism it is not just plain optimism rather than it is realistic you know your drawbacks you know your flaws and then you're optimistic about how to go forward how to move forward from that point onwards right when we talk about efficacy it's your confidence you know that these are the things that I have these are the strengths I have and from here I need to move on the confidence in building upon contingency plan kiba eta kaam hua nai how confident are you to take a step back and watch what is not working and then again move forward yes then we have resiliency in simple terms is bouncing back from adversities adverse conditions are present it is a way of life our pandemic which is going on lockdown it's a setback for many of us but we have to push ourselves forward we have to spring back from it and then we have our efficacy optimism then hope these are all these four qualities that give us our psychological capital that make us believe in our these capacities that we have and then we can nourish it and move forward
So what I'm understanding is psychological capital is a part of positive psychology which is talking about the different fluid states that we as individuals can possess and in fact nurture and grow it and in order to do that we need to keep in mind the hero model which is the hope optimism and resilience and efficacy okay thank you
So why this psychological capital is so much applicable because it moves in all time zones now for example if we take efficacy this confidence it is from our present to future oriented we are confident about our present and then it gives us more confidence to work on our future prospects right so it works on your present as well as your future for that matter hope it is future focused we are negative events will happen but we are hopeful that we would be able to solve that and move forward it's future focused similarly optimism is also future focused we are optimistic we are realistically optimistic about what is going to happen in our future and how are we going to handle it so it's future focused whereas resilience again is past to present focus our past is there it is a baggage but we cannot get stuck with it we have to come back to our present so it is it moves in all zones of time from your present to your past to your future it encompasses everything that's why it's very much applicable for every one of us because naturally humans will face different adversities at different points in time. And
Mm-hmm.
if we invest on our psychological capital, it
Yeah.
can help us to live a life which is happy, and we have a good sense of well-being, general as well as emotional, psychological well-being. Everything becomes quite balanced when we invest upon our psychological capital.
True,
Yeah.
true. And I feel this point is very important because especially in this pandemic, there is so much uncertainty. When will the
Right.
lockdown actually go down, or is
Right.
Corona going to be part of our lives? So
Yes.
many of us,
Yes.
we are stuck in the past, that earlier it was so good, we were all free, but now
Yeah.
we are stuck.
Yes.
Some of us are
Yes.
fearful about the future. So I think this encompassing all times fears
Yes.
can be very
Yes.
applicable for any situation.
Right. For any situation,
Hmm.
even for if I look into the job scenario,
Yeah, yeah, yes,
the
yes.
final semester students, they do not know whether they have their exams. They do not know what jobs they're going to enter. Even from
Enter.
the job employer's point of view, they do not know what kind of employees, how would they face their employees. Do they have
Yes,
to fire them? And a lot of issues are there. So now
yes.
investing on or nourishing or nurturing your psychological capital also releases your stress.
True.
If you're hopeful, if you're confident about that, you know what your strengths are. Now again, here I would like to tell that positive psychology also talks about our strengths. Okay, so there are a lot of assessment tools which are available that gives us a knowledge about our strengths.
Hmm.
There is an assessment tool called VIA, Values in Action, which gives us
Okay.
21 strengths that we have, and how can we, and in what are these strengths that we are good at. So
Mm-hmm.
having a knowledge about your own strength is very important, so that we know what we are good at and how we can move forward with that. So
Mm-hmm.
if someone wants to work in a particular field, I would suggest that they should know what their strengths are. If listening is a good is a strength for somebody, it'll be
Hmm.
good if they end up in a job where listening skills are given much importance, because that
Important.
will help them to move forward in their career as well. So
Mm-hmm.
for that reason, positive psychology talks about knowing your strengths as well, because only then we can nurture those strengths.
True,
And
true.
for there has been a lot of research on how psychological capital impacts employee behavior,
Mm-hmm.
job stress, and performance is positively correlated. That means somebody who has whose psychological capital scores are high shows
Hmm.
better efficiency and better performance at work. And negatively correlated with job stress, that means they do not get stressed or burned out as others who are less on these in the scores of psychological capital. So for the work point of view as well, psychological capital works a long way. It has a long history of success rate in people who have better psychological skills. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the next point that I wanted to discuss, which I think you have covered a bit, that why
Yeah.
or how is psychological capital important for us? So
Yes.
one
Yes.
very meaningful part that you shared is the strength assessment. That knowing my
Yes.
strength and then knowing also where I stand, how to apply, etc. What else can
Hmm.
psychological capital bring about? In like why would you say it's important?
Yeah. I would like to add now, all of us, we have economic capital, like our finances, the tangible assets that we have. We With that, we have
Yes.
our social capital also, our families, friends, our network system, social network, everything. These are all our social capital. But we do not give much importance to our psychological capital. We do
Mm-hmm.
not think that these four, capital, that is the hope, optimism, then resilience, efficacy, these better life. Now every one of us, if we ask anyone, what is your aim in life, or what do you want to achieve in life, most of them would say, I want to be happy in life. So again,
Mm-hmm. True.
happiness is related to psychological capital. We want to have a
Okay.
happy life, we want to have a contented life. But what is happiness again? Happiness would come if we could inculcate these state like tendencies in our normal day to day behavior. Being who
Hmm.
we are, happy with who we are, building our confidence, being optimistic about the future, being resilient. That again is very important. Resilience, according to me, I think resilience is one of the most important capital, psychological capital that one should focus upon. Because if you're resilient enough, you'd be hopeful, you'd be confident, and also you would be, positive about
Optimistic.
or optimistic about the future that holds in you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So, Ba, I wanted to focus a little bit on efficacy. So, since
Okay.
it is an important part of the hero model, so
Yes.
efficacy, it's about having that inner confidence, that faith that yes, I can overcome. So, how can
Yes.
one better build their efficacy through positive psychology? Any suggestions from your side?
Yeah, definitely. There are a lot of exercises. Now, like I stated right in the beginning, these are all state-like. That means you can develop them, you can grow them, you can
Yes.
always, make it better.
Yeah.
These are not static, these are not fixed. So it does not mean that মোৰ যদি এইখিনি মান আছে ইয়াতে থাকিব. Not necessarily.
Okay.
Through lot of exercises, through lot of training for in the corporate section, when I talk about the corporate world or from the job point perspective, there are trainings on increasing your psychological capital. But for an individual also, simple exercises. For example, to build your efficacy, one could keep small goals every day. For example, let's say cleaning your room. That's a small thing, but by the end of the day, when your room looks cleaned, it looks, everything is where it should be. It gives you a sense of confidence that, okay, I'm done with my work. This is the goal which I had, and I have accomplished it. Accomplishment gives a lot of confidence. I think people who have achieved a lot in life can assure that yes, confidence is built when you can accomplish something, be it very small. Even completing a homework, or for students, when they finish their assignments on time, it gives them a sense of accomplishment that yes, I have been able to do it on time, and it's done well. So small exercises daily, like setting up small goals and trying to accomplish them, it brings about confidence. Like for example, new mothers trying to toilet train their children, and when they're toilet trained, it gives them a sense of accomplishment. They're confident that yes, I have been able to do this, you have been able to train my child. So small things builds your confidence, accomplishing things. So I would say, if someone is trying to build their confidence, they definitely have to look into smaller goals in life and then build on it. Similarly, other traits also could be, it could be built. Like for example, if I talk about hope. Now, hope, there are exercises like, you think that you are the lead or the main lead of a movie. You know the plot of the movie, you know where it starts and where it ends. And when you think that you are the lead of the movie, and these are the obstacles that you're going to face, and then bring about plans on how to chase those obstacles, it gives, you are hopeful that okay, I'll be able to finish my task, because you already know where you are to reach, your end.
True.
Okay, so hope, in simple terms, it talks about two things. One is the willpower, that yes, I will do it. And the second, very important, is way power. Way power means the plans that you have.
Okay.
Hope without a plan is useless. It won't work. You just cannot be hopeful, okay, things will be right. But you have to have a plan. How will things be right? So willpower and way power together, it brings about hope that PsyCap talks about.
And that's how I think people can benefit from it, because we always use this term, where there's a will there's a way, and this I think is sort of involving both, where there is also willpower and a way power, and that can help us overcome so many things in life.
Right.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Having the willpower is not enough. You'll also have to
yes.
have the way power. Thinking
True,
about
true.
plans, different contingency plans. How do you work about that? That is very important. Also, for building up resilience. Like I said, resilience is very important, even for children.
Yes.
Now, one common example where parents can build resilience in children is by telling them stories. For example, if somebody is telling a story about a fairy tale, the parent could change the mode of the story, make the character more resilient. Like for example, all the fairy tales are about princesses who are in distress.
Yes.
Now for young girls, they would think that princesses are meant to be this way.
Yeah.
But if parents could retell the story in a different mode, making the character, the princess, more resilient, more strong, more someone who's able to fight her own problems. The child gets an idea that this is how things work. I need to be the princess who takes care of her own issues and does not need a Prince Charming. So that way, retelling the stories could somewhere build resilience in children from a very young age. And I think telling stories with a different end, healthy stories, are very important to bring children to grow up to be resilient adults as well. Yeah, even different, corporates, they have these kind of resilient exercises where learning from each other's stories, it gives them that understanding, yes, I can also bounce back from adversity.
Yes.
Also, one I would like to add about when we talk about confidence, listening to your friends or listening to people who share similar stories can build your confidence. Nowadays, there are lots of pages on Instagram that talks about people of different, backgrounds, how they have opened up.
Yes.
When we listen, this person have been able to, come up, face this challenge. So can I. So it connective with confident by listening to the other story. So sharing stories, each other's experience is very, very important for building up confidence. That's something which is, very important. Sharing stories, sharing experiences. Even in classes, teachers should encourage students to share their experiences because we learn from each other, and that learning can give us confidence.
Okay.
Ikigai, I would like to believe that's a very important part of positive psychology. Ikigai is something that gives you purpose in life. Every day you wake up thinking about what do I do today. It's the reason that you jump out of bed. So Ikigai, again, has a, psychological capital also has a lot to do with Ikigai. It gives you purpose in life. Now, research says that people who have a purpose in life, who know that what they are doing, they have a meaning in life, are resilient. Yeah, like I was saying, Ikigai it gives us a reason to jump out of bed. Now, there are things that we could practice, exercises. For example, very common exercise in the field of positive psychology is 3 good things exercise. By the time you finish your day, you need to maintain a small journal where you write the 3 good things that has happened with you in your day. Now, during this lockdown, it's very appropriate and essential as well to count our blessings. So by the end of the day, you just note down 3 small things, 3 good things that has happened with you in your entire day. And by the end of the week or by the end of the month, you see that you have a lot of good things accumulated, a lot of blessings that you could be happy about. And this, good thing that has happened to you, it gives a lot of hope. It gives a confidence in you that, yes, I can accomplish this. It builds on your resilience as well as your efficacy.
Yes.
There's another exercise called the gratitude exercise. Gratitude exercise is a similar thing, but here you need to be noting down things that you're thankful about. Now, gratitude is doing a lot of rounds in the research sector. We are not very grateful about the things we have, but I think now because of this lockdown, we realize that there are things that we need to be grateful about.
True.
We have, food to eat, we have a shelter. All these things earlier, I don't think we acknowledged it so much, but now during the lockdown, we realized that home is the safest place. So I don't think most of us, in normal days, we acknowledge the safety of our houses, but now we know. So this gratitude can make someone more hopeful, can make someone optimistic, can be resilient, as well as build confidence. These small exercises here and there, somewhere even though it might appear very small, but actually it's really beneficial for building upon one's psychological capital, investing upon the psychological capital.
Yes.
Also, there is something called flow. Flow in the terms of positive psychology means any activity that gives you so much pleasure that you immerse it in so much that you forget the sense of time. That after the end of the activity, when you don't realize what the time it is, like for example, artists and musicians, they experience flow. Flow can also be experienced. I think now again in the lockdown time, I've seen most of my friends and students doing things that they are good in, like drawing, painting, making different, cooking, exactly. So after a point of time, they realize, okay, this is the activity that I enjoyed. which I
Yes.
never knew that existed before. So it gives a sense of satisfaction, gives a sense of accomplishment, which again builds your confidence later. So these are small, small things, and there are many other exercises as such, which builds upon our psychological capital.
Mm-hmm. So, Ba, I have a question for you before we move into the questions round for everyone.
Yes.
So, guys, if you have any questions for Bidita Ba, you can just leave them in the comments and we will address them. So, what I wanted to know is you have beautifully covered how we can do, nourish our psychological capital in different aspects of it through these small activities. But during
Right.
lockdown, what we have seen is a lot of families are feeling stuck together, like
Yes.
everyone had their own routine and private space, but now
True.
all of
True.
that is completely gone, and the
Right.
communication between family members is also not great, for the lack of a better
Right.
word, they are not expressing fully, or there is a lot of just one worded communication. So as families together, is there any way that jointly they can work upon their psychological capital to support each other?
Yes, collect, like you said, collect. See, now, when we talk about families, we have to
Yeah.
accept that not all families are same.
Yes,
The
yes.
concept of family is, it's very flowery. We think that all families are happy together, but that's not the case.
Yes.
I think newspapers have given us enough evidence on how much domestic abuse have increased during
True.
this lockdown as well.
Yes.
So the small things that can be changed are doing activities together. Like I said,
Hmm.
the flow activity, like for example, nourishing a small plant. If the
Hmm.
whole family works upon, potting a plant and then nourishing it and helping it grow, the small activities together can also increase the communication between all the members and also create the bond. It gives
Yes,
them
yes.
hope that yes, together we can come out of this situation that we are stuck in. And
Mm-hmm.
also I think, sharing experience, like if you're not feeling good, one should come and talk to the family members that I'm not feeling good. Like everyone should have their own time and own space to share what they actually feel. It might be positive, it might be negative, but sharing and taking it out is very essential, more so during this lockdown phase. That's
Period.
what I believe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Ba, for telling us about this. So I think we can start taking the questions, right?
I think we can.
So there is a question from Ritika. She's asking, ma'am, how can we imbibe this concept of psychological capital in recruitment process? Is it possible or no?
Yeah, we can see, like I said, psychological capital, these can all be assessed. These are assessment, they have, there are tools which assesses your psychological capital. So
Yes.
from the permission of the testing authority, you can get these scales and test your prospective employees also to check whether
Mm-hmm.
they are hopeful, whether they're resilient. You get separate scales also, but you get it together as well. The psycap scale, it's a 24 item scale. You can work on that and then figure out what is the range of score of this person on the different aspects, be it hope, efficacy, resilience, or optimism. So you
Mm-hmm.
can definitely.
Okay, okay. I think that is going to be very helpful. We have another
Yes.
question from Debandita. She's asking,
Yeah.
how do I improve my patience to handle a super hyper kid? Now that I'm with him 24/7, I feel like I'm losing my patience.
Yeah, I think most parents might face the same thing, but
Yes.
here the deal is you'll have to channelize the child's energy, put him or her to work,
Hmm.
help you with whatever you're doing. Divide the work, give the child some task. Okay, you do this, in the meantime I do this, and let's see who does it better. So giving these kind of small goals somewhere, I think, should solve your problem. I'm not very, an expert in understanding how child behavior works, but I think from the positive psychology aspect, this should help. Giving smaller goals and accomplishing those.
Yes. So I feel like I want to add a point to that, that being a
Yeah.
parent, we have to have a lot of resilience, and the hero model which you
True.
spoke of, I think having a lot of patience and resilience yourself, and sort of giving yourself that care, that
Yes.
positivity that I'm doing my best, I think is going to help you
True.
keep up with your toddler.
True. True. True.
Yes.
Very correct. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions from anyone? on how we can, but I think, Ba, you so beautifully covered everything. In fact, I had some more questions, but you gave us so many activities and so many ways by which we can nourish each aspect of, the
Hmm.
psychological capital. Okay,
Hmm.
so Anamika is asking, uh, I am very sensitive, which breaks my confidence very quickly. Can you give me something for this?
Like I said, I think you have to start developing goals. First, you have to figure out what is that you want to achieve, be it a small thing. Every day increase your goals. If you start with 2 goals today, accomplish that. Tomorrow make it 3, accomplish that. So every day increase your goals and its achievements, and after a point of time you see that you can easily accomplish your goals, and you easily finish doing your activities that you had planned for the day. It gives you a sense of confidence that builds up. You know that you are able to handle your own issues. So I think for the starter that should help.
Okay, okay. That's great. That's great. We have another question from Goria Kiba. How would you introduce concept of positive psychology at workplace?
Yeah, again, now like I said, for the employees as well, it's very important that they should know their strengths.
Yes.
Any prospective employee, when they come, you could introduce them to this strengths inventory. That's the one which I mentioned is VIA. That's free of cost. Anybody can take that test and can figure out what are the strengths. So accordingly, when they know their strengths, they know that they can build upon that. So
Mm-hmm.
it somewhere engages and nourishes and strengthens the strengths the employees already have. So I think taking a first strength based
Assessment.
assessment would be a good idea to start with.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I think it can be inculcated in the employee programs, the employee
Yes,
engagement programs with the
yes,
HR.
employee
I think,
engagement programs. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it will
I
be
think that
great.
could be a mandatory process as well. That when you are appraised, you can also take the strength examination or the assessment on strengths.
Yes,
So
yes.
the both the employee and the employers know who is good at what. Otherwise, we just assume ke manujan yate bhal
Yeah,
through the
yeah.
work. But when you take a assessment, it's foolproof that you know that this person is good at this.
Yes, yes.
So
Okay, so I think we have one more question. Gauri is asking.
yeah.
Uh, she says, I am an HR manager, so
Hmm.
I face issues in terms of attribution level. I think she means
Hmm.
attrition.
Okay.
Attrition level of my employees in the company on that. Oh, I think
Attrition level. Now again,
so. I think attrition is a completely
huh? Your
different
voice is
aspect,
breaking.
no?
Yeah, because we don't know what the company policies are. So also the
Yeah,
HR has to go with the policies of the company. That would be a different. So if it
yes,
fits in their HR policies, definitely we can work something out on that. To be
but
very company specific.
yes. What I feel is, I'm not sure, but correct
So
me if
Nidhi,
I'm
your
wrong.
voice is breaking again.
It's breaking again. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to do because
Yeah.
I tried my internet couple of times.
Okay. Yeah, I think now. Yeah, I think now it's fine. It just breaks on and off.
Okay, so what I was thinking is that if psychological capital
Hmm.
can be something that is regularly in a workplace, less attrition.
Will it be easy to assess attrition? Yeah, like I said, assessment of employees on their strength is a very positive thing to start with. I think the HR should also know what their people are good at. We understand that this person is not good at this, but somewhere when you have the data in your hand that this person is good at this, maybe you could channelize this person to, maybe there's a person to job misfit. Sometimes it is in workplaces, this person is good in this, but the job profile is different. So there's a job and person
Yeah.
misfit, which might lead to an increase in the attrition rate. So I think person to job fit is very important in the work point of view, and for that the assessment is important. strength
Okay.
assessment is important. Yeah.
So we have a question.
Yeah.
How is hero model applied to depression?
Mm, Again, for depressive, cases, there are different kind of therapies that are done. Here, while we're talking in this discussion, it's a very surface level discussion. To go into clinical cases, that will require more deeper understanding of how is it different from what's the range per se. So here we would not be able to answer it, just a surface and introductory level of understanding of what psychap is. Definitely kind of depressive case it is.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much for that, Ba. And I
Suniti,
think
can
we'll
you
take the
hear me?
last
Yeah.
question for today.
Yes. Okay.
So, how can we develop honesty with psychological capital?
Okay. Now, in the research lab, honesty and wisdom they are somewhere there as prospective psychap, but not it does not fit the criteria according to research. But definitely, honesty could be one of the psychological capital that could be developed. Like honesty again is, I would like to say, it's a state that a person who's dishonest does not mean that all life through the person is going to be dishonest. Maybe circumstances or any other events has made the person lie or be dishonest at some point of time. But this could also be trained through, again, different exercises which are there. Honesty could also be built in a person. It's something that you can inculcate. You can make the person grow in that particular state, like transition. It is not fixed, so definitely they can work on that.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Ba. So, I think my internet is giving some trouble. I wanted to talk more, but before it maybe crashes, I think that since we
Yeah.
have covered everything, do you think this would be
Yes,
enough?
I think so. But Suniti, I'm glad that we are doing this, because the questions that we get, it means that everyone is interested to know more about our field. It's just not
Yes,
restricted to our field.
yes.
There are so many of them who genuinely want to know what actually it's all about.
So definitely, guys, we will come up with more with Binita Ba. As you can see, she's super awesome, so approachable, and you made everything so easily understandable. I'm so happy about it. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. The feeling is mutual. Otherwise, this is the first time that I'm on FB Live. I do not use Facebook so much, but now it's given me a confidence that yes, I could do it as well. So this is a goal that I achieved today, and it has worked on my confidence as well. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much, Ba, for a really great session. And I want to also thank everyone for joining us and being a part of the
Yes.
discussion. And hope we can keep
Yes. Thank you all.
another one soon,
True.
soon.
True. Yes, we could soon. Sure, we could do that.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Ba.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you all. See you.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you. Thank you guys for joining us. I hope you enjoyed today's session, and we will surely bring in Vinita Ba again. She's awesome and psychological. More topics, okay? I'll take your leave for tonight. Have a good evening.